Hello beautiful souls, it's Nick, the Witchy Gay, and today we're talking about Moldavite, a stone that not only transformed my life for the better, but can transform yours too. So if you want to learn more about this stone, stay tuned to the rest of the video. Let's get right into it. Oh, before we get into my personal experiences with this stone, I think it's important to know the history of it, because it's equally as fascinating as its metaphysical abilities. The stone basically 15 million years ago in the Czech Republic, a meteor came and hit the earth. Everybody was shook, probably. They were like, what is happening? I mean, I don't know for sure, but hey, you know, that seems pretty eventful 15 million years ago. Anyway, so when the stone hit the earth, it created a tektite, which we know as Moldavite. And you're probably like, Nick, what the hell is a tektite? Well, I'm glad you asked. So a tektite is essentially when the meteor hits the earth, it's so hot that when it combines with the earth, it creates almost like a separate stone outside of the meteor. So you could think of it as part space, part earth, okay? And specifically with this one, it created this almost translucent green color with like a bubbled appearance. And this stone is very highly sought after. Like, I know during the pandemic, I was seeing videos about it everywhere. Nobody could get their hands on it. And if you could, it was like $200, okay? For like the size of like a dime or a little coin. And I was like, you know what? I probably won't get it. You know, whatever. And at the time I was, living in a small town, northern Canada, and working as a tarot reader. And I noticed that when I started learning more about this stone, people started talking to me about it more. And I was like, okay, this is getting a little weird. And people were saying like, oh, do you have this stone? Like, do you know anything about it? And they would tell me like, the stone chooses you, Nick, and you don't choose it. And I'm like, all right, like, sure. I'm like, I didn't think anything of it really. Anyway, a couple weeks later, I go to the mall just for fun. And there was a museum that opened in the mall. Like, it was the first week it was open. It's like some interactive thing they had in the mall. And, I just thought I was gonna go check a few things out and then leave. I walk into this store. I shit you not. This girl says, I have a piece of Moldavite for you. Like, this girl I don't even know, okay? I was like, she was decked out. She had all the crystals, all the bells and whistles. I was like, all right, bring it out. She brings it out. And let me tell you, for the size of a dime of Moldavite, it's usually like, I don't know, like $200. She had it priced at 33 bucks, okay? Not only did she have one, she had two and three, okay? But I was like, I'm not gonna be greedy. I want someone else to get this experience too. So I picked the one that resonated with me, the biggest one, of course. And I was just shocked. I was like, I can't believe that just happened. I don't understand. I remember I even called up the owner of the crystal store I worked at, and I was like, hey, they got Moldavite here. Like, you better come. And because everybody was asking about it. Like, seriously, every day I worked at that damn store, like, everybody was like, do you have Moldavite? Do you have Moldavite? Do you have Moldavite? It was like getting old. And honestly, I didn't realize the power that this crystal had in transforming my entire life. And basically what happened is I'll tell you a little bit about the position I was in at this time. So for those of you that know about immigrating to a new country, it is a lengthy process. You have no control. There's no way to speed things up. It's just a waiting game, okay? So I am American originally. I moved here to be with my now husband, Ryan. And during the pandemic, since there was trouble with my paperwork, we had to move up north and live with his parents for a while. And during that experience, that's what kind of jumped me into my spiritual awakening more. And that's how I became the tarot reader at the crystal store. But anyway, the second I got this stone, a week later, my whole application gets approved. And I'm telling you, I had problems with this for 2 years, okay? Like, and I couldn't really work. It was like really complicated. But not only did my application go through and it was easy and it was done, even though I was expecting to wait at least another 6 months or so. So first I was like, maybe it's not the Moldavite, maybe it's just coincidence, whatever. Then, obviously, you know, being the two gays that we are, we want to be in the city, right? Like, I don't want to be in a small town. And I applied for this job at Gucci. And a little background about me, I worked in luxury retail through like Nordstrom and tons of different places throughout my history. And, you know, I had a year or so off from working in the industry, and I was like, all right, I'm ready to get back in so that I can move us to Vancouver. And I applied for the job, and I'm telling you, I just applied for like a stock job. Like, I wanted something chill. Like, I didn't even want to sell to people because that's what I did prior with commission sales and that kind of thing. And literally I applied, and not only did they offer me that job, but they offered me 2 other jobs that were, one of them was a leadership role, opening a new department. And it was more money than I thought I was even going to receive at that time. And I don't know, it was just a wild experience. Like, I did not know Moldavite had this capability. And anyway, so we moved to Vancouver, and I just remember even working there, like, I just felt like this mad imposter syndrome. I was like, you know, the stone was telling me, like, Nick, like, this is what you wanted, but this isn't actually what you want. So start thinking about that. And later that dominoed into me doing tarot as a business for myself full time. And now that's what I do as my career. So it's just amazing what the stone has the capability to do. Like, it really does provide personal growth and transformation. Another thing I'll note too is that I'm a people pleaser. I'm gonna admit it, I'm not ashamed of it. I love everybody and I care about everybody. And through this experience, it was almost like I was looking at things from an outside perspective. And for those through the spiritual experience, like, know what I'm talking about. But I was having like out-of-body experiences with some of these people I was spending my time with, and realizing that my values didn't align with certain values of people in my life. And it's not that I made a decision to like cut certain people out of my life. It's like the universe made it happen for me through their own ego. And, you know, sometimes I did have to make those tough calls and make those decisions for the betterment of myself. And I really do credit this stone for transforming me into that next reality, that next awakening. Another thing I'll say about this stone too, I think of it as almost like a key. And what I mean by that is it will open doors that are meant for you, and it will close doors that aren't meant for you. So there were a lot of situations where I was like pitching to companies or things that just felt really aligned and like they made sense, and I would just like not get replies, or it would be immediate, like, come and do this. So that's another thing to note about this stone, is that you almost have to surrender to whatever is happening, whatever the chaos is around you. And I think that's why a lot of people struggle with this stone, because they're not ready to face the inner truth or the inner landscape of who they are and their abilities. And to be honest, I wasn't really either. I just kind of threw myself in the pit, and I'm like, all right, we're gonna wear this Moldavite and see what happens. And I can tell you, I've been wearing this for about 4 years or 3 years now, and wow, like, it continues to surprise me. And I know that if you have this in your life, be ready to upgrade and transform into a new person. And that's part of the experience. That's part of the spiritual journey, is that personal growth. So you can be like me and wait till the right moment. Or if you see a ring or a necklace, I highly recommend just wearing it for a few days and seeing how it reacts with you. It's not for everybody, I believe, but it definitely was for me, and I feel like it has the potential to change your life. Well, with that being said, that's my experience with Moldavite. If you have experiences with Moldavite, I would love to hear about it in the comments. Smash that like button, subscribe to this channel. It really helps me grow, really helps me create more videos for you. And until next time, see you later.